So I think this live stream needs a warning because just when I prepared the topic, I realized I will certainly trigger some of the listeners. But this is not about I tell you how to do it better. Today's discussion and problem is human. Actually, it's with every of my videos, right? Of course, I want to give you something where I realized what helped me, what helped my clients. So it's probably a little bit how to do it better. But it's really not, that's the trigger warning. It's really not meant to accuse someone or even worse to tell you that you are wrong or that you failed. That's even worse. If you have some thoughts like that while listening to me, then please remind yourself to stop these thoughts, because this is not meant that you think this and it's not the truth. And it's actually also not helping, right? Promised? Okay, then let's go on. So your next chapter cannot fully arrive while you are still emotionally loyal to patterns that belong to your past. And you know, I know from what I speak about. I'm trained since over 3 decades to observe myself. 25 years ago, I invented the conscious with me moment. And this birth, it was literally a birth, came through a moment where I was so desperate. And when I look back, it was always when I was so desperate. As soon as I actually did what we discussed today, I could birth what had to be born, because it's next chapter. And you know, there is a difference between consuming coaching, mentoring, consulting, and allowing coaching, mentoring, consulting to fundamentally change you. Yes, because we can hire someone to consult, to coach, or to mentor us. We can even show up and listen. But actually, we do nothing to change our behavior. Sometimes we think probably we do something. Sometimes we go out from this call and think, yes, that was really good. I can take that and I do something else. But then the daily life is literally coming, overwhelming us, distracting us. And a week later, in the next call, or whenever the next call is, we think, oh my God, it's already 1 week later. Oh, what was the topic last week? And if it was a good week, we even don't remember at those topics which actually created a deep dive, right? Hi, Barbara. Nice to have you. Thank you. So it's really interesting. Often we have not a strategy problem, but we have an implementation avoidance problem. I actually don't like to speak in problems, but sometimes we just need to hear it, right? And I can tell you, one of the most painful things to witness as a mentor and coach is seeing someone desperately want to change and want a new life, while unconsciously protecting the next patterns, keeping them stuck. I did say it wrong. Protecting the exact patterns, keeping them stuck. I repeat, while unconsciously protecting the exact patterns, keeping them stuck. We do that. We feel too good with these old patterns which are causing the stuck, the block, the loop, the falling back. And the longer we do this game, saying, oh, it's a good feeling, I don't let that go. Or it's a good feeling, I love this person, I cannot say no to this person. Or no, I have a good feeling to these circumstances, it's okay, I don't have to say nothing. Or don't do that with me anymore. Or here are my boundaries, it stops. I cannot do that. Why? It's not as bad, that it's not as worse. And we literally tell ourselves everything to protect these old patterns which actually are responsible with keeping us stuck. So I can tell you a little story from my dog school. You probably know from my other videos, I actively involved telepathy, animal telepathy, in my method. And there was once an evening, my father invited us for a little easy, casual dinner in the village. He wanted to visit a client of him who had a restaurant. And we loved it. We just enjoyed, because we were not rich, right? So it was an exciting evening to go there and to get dinner elsewhere in a restaurant. Oh, so we were outside, and I was really in the first year of my self-employment with this dog school. And I already practiced the telepathy, the animal telepathy, and I trained it. I was in education. I trained it with every moment, and suddenly a little dog came. He literally came like, "Hi, Chantal," and then I realized it was a really, really sweet little dog. And suddenly I saw some behavior patterns. As soon as the chief of this restaurant, the owner of the restaurant, went or came to our table or in our environment, he just, as they do, right, say hello, and he walked around. The dog took the hat down to the earth and wanted to hide, and he really disappeared. And I saw that a few times, and I realized, oh my God, what happened? What is happening here? And then I started to open my channels and to connect with this dog. And I asked the dog if he wants to talk with me. He was very surprised. I never forgot that. But it worked very fast, very beautiful. It was really, really nice. He showed me some pictures, how he loves his life, how he's cuddling with his boss, and especially in the cold winter nights, and behind the oven. And he showed me an old oven. Later I saw a picture in the restaurant inside from this old oven, actually. So it for me was proof that I got the right picture from this dog. And I didn't know that before. And then suddenly he showed me pictures how this man is beating the dog. And he was so small, a little, and a lot of other stuff. And I told the dog, come to me, sit on my left side and let's talk here so that I have proof in my head I really talk to you. 2 minutes later, he came. He sat on my left, on the side of my left leg, showed into my eyes, and asked me, "Is it okay like that?" And then I knew it's true. And I told him, "You can leave. Do you want to come with me? I have no problems to talk with this man." And then he told me, "No, because I love him, and it's okay." And you and me, we know it's not okay. But that's exactly a pattern of a pack person or human. I wanted to say in human, it's in this story it's an animal, right? But of a pack soul living in a pack, in a embodied version here on this 3D monopoly earth. It's exactly the same with us. When we are in patterns, in loops, in things which are not serving us, but they don't feel so bad always, so that we can still explain to us, it's only once a day, it's only once a week, once a month, it's not as bad, he's a good person actually, and we don't change. It's not helping. And what is happening, in fact, underneath has something to do with our nervous system. That's why many entrepreneurs believe that they actually are simply coachable, that they are coachable. They show up and they listen because they keep investing and listening. And sometimes they even keep in trying to change something. And that's exactly also the words they use when we coach them. I tried everything. I tried to do that, but it's not about trying, it's about doing. In investment, I mean, hiring a coach and mentor is always an investment. It's not I give him money. An investment needs implementation. Without, nothing changes. And when this is not happening, or when we even don't realize that change is not happening, we talk to ourselves that we tried everything, but the results are not here, then it's, in my opinion, over 90% the nervous system, which is actually playing games with us. It's not about you. I really want to point that out. It's not because you failed. If you feel that as well, if you also have these stories or had. But people then say, I want more. But the nervous system subconsciously says, please don't change us. Don't change me. I want to protect me and us. When, let's say, nervous system would be a part of you, like the soul, and they would talk to each other. It would say, don't change us. I want to protect us. The nervous system is meant for life protection. But when we change our business strategy, or want to improve, or want to change our identity, and we talk today about that, it's not about life danger. But still, nervous system comes into the place. And this is often when we already worked hard for years or even decades, when we are so exhausted, when we also do the work, the hard work in other bestsellers, in other protagonists' lives, aka people we love, right? When we are literally having several fires around us and we need to nurture them as well, then is the nervous system stepping in, and often also with the soul's voice, because the soul wants to give us a kick in the ass through the nervous system, also to protect us, also just to say, it's stop that now, stop it. So a lot of people mistake proximity to transformation for transformation itself. They literally make a mix. They think it's enough. They don't think it consciously. That's the hard part. They don't even realize it, but they think it's enough. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm excited. I'm open. I do the coaching. I do the whatever. But then don't realize that they actually don't change after that. That's, by the way, one reason why we also train in the coach program what to do as a mentor in the end of every call, so that the member, the student has the most potential to change. But in the end, we really must learn, even if it breaks our hearts to watch it, how they don't change. We must learn. We can do literally everything from our part. The other part is theirs. And this is what we talk about today. By the way, stay until the end. I almost forget it to say it, because I have 3 powerful steps how you actually then can break out these old patterns and create new healthy habits. And this crazy thing is, some people stay for years in this, and some even invest for years and decades in their development, business coaching mindset strategies. And when they don't change when they don't see a change in the result, it's actually because of that what we talk about today. And it's also really heartbreaking. I know that if you are a coach as well, you know it as well, not only from your own experience as a student, but also from your own experience as a coach. It's heartbreaking to see how the students are and the clients are not transforming, even if they are here, even if they are invested, literally, not only financial, but also here in person, right? But it's not a fully investment. It's really not. It's often those they are telling us in hindsight, I want the money back. And often you don't have to be astonished about that. If you are the student, your clients will do the same with you. It's not the full investment. And then we want the money back on the financial side, and it's the investment from the energy side. We also want the energy back, meaning I want the old thing. I always said it's not good. I always said it's not working, blah, 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 blah. And then we go back to this old, like this little dog, because he also really loves the cuddling behind the heating. But you can actually not expect that a new reality is creating and shaping from your inside out, while you are emotionally protecting your old identity, your old way to think, to feel, to act, to behave as soon as it happens again. And being in powerful rooms surrounded with other entrepreneurs means nothing if you never truly move. And I know now I upset some of you. I know, and I'm so sorry, but we must talk about that. It means nothing if you never truly move. And I know you do a lot. It's not about doing more. It's not about more pressure, nor more hustle, more other things to do. It's about actually doing less but the right things, aligned with your soul's mission. For that, you must know what your soul mission is. It's just a relief. Don't presume. Don't just presume it. Ask your soul for your soul purpose and your soul calling. By the way, you can do a little course for free in my soul calling portal. It's not a little, it's a big one, because in the years before, my clients paid 20,000 Swiss francs for this course, for this transformation. You can have it now for free, but ask for it and then show up in the Q&As and help you. Let me help you. Because yes, sometimes it's just confusing what you get as answers from your soul. And also ask for your soul strategy for your unique soul business. Fuck! Because you have a unique strategy which is meant for you. When you look outside, I just saw a most beautiful film today. It was a documentation about female CEOs. I love the stuff. And every single one of these very successful entrepreneurs just thought about these hard times. We just talk also about that today, right? And they also just explained how they emerge from their center, from their soul with a known strategy. What really helps is this: fully stand in your power, in your center. Fully own your awareness, meaning even if you need 3 days to breathe and to come into your center and enjoy your center and to calm down your nervous system, even if it needs a week, it doesn't matter. Looking back once, you will say you could have 1 month. It did not matter. But we sometimes mean, no, it has to be tomorrow, this night, because tomorrow is happening this or that, or next week as well. And I just tell you, we mean this is fact, but I tell you, it's only how it looks like. Yes, it's one asset and one aspect in a rich pattern of millions of other aspects where we can put our light on. It's also movement of your identity. You must be willing to let go some parts of your identity. It's also trust. We talked in another live stream about surrender. There is the trust part, a big part. To overgive in a connection with your soul's mission and God. And some things just to overgive. We have problems and then we overgive it. We don't know how to come in a solution. Overgive it. Learn to pray. Really to pray. Praying is not begging. Praying is to overgive, to surrender, to hand over, I mean. It also means to do clear decisions. If you say, okay, I'm ready now to let go a part of my identity. Until yesterday, I was in these loops. I'm willing to let it go. And yes, it's also embodiment. And I tell you, when I heard the first time from this word embodiment, I had this feeling, which I actually know very well in the meantime, since I learned to speak in English and to express myself in English. This weird feeling of, I hear it, I can translate it, but I really don't know what it means. Probably you know this feeling, right? Embodiment is literally, it comes from a feeling to a thought to an action and then a result. Or concerning our health, it means, or our identity, let's stick with the identity. With the identity, it means that we change something. Barbara just told me that she likes my hair. I try out some hair things now. And probably you know that from yourself. When you look back, every time when you change something in your life, you actually changed your hair. I could bet on that. Subconsciously. You try something new, the lipstick, or something, new glasses, or I don't know, a new clothes style. It doesn't matter. This is also part of embodiment. Your next life begins the moment you stop negotiating with the version of you that wants to stay safe. At some point, transformation requires surrendering the illusion, give over the illusion, that your current identity knows how to reach your future identity. That's also a hard part, and I know. And again, some of you probably get angry again with me listening to that. We think with this old version, like me, like until yesterday, I am able to know what I need for my next better steps to come out from a loop. It's not possible. Change first your identity, your way you are, how you deal, how you think, how you process your feelings, how you accept that. Or are you hard to yourself? Do you judge about you? Do you tell yourself that you failed? Are you angry with yourself? And don't get me wrong, if you have these feelings, feel the feelings and do this work. Do it. Feel the feelings, go that deep. Because it's very possible that your soul once chose to feel that. So feel it and do it right until it's over. And when it's over, you step in your new part of your identity with a decisioning what is no longer helping you, nurturing you. Your soul's mission cannot fully reveal itself to a person, to a version of you still committed to an old version, which is actually protecting the old version. It's not possible to emerge. Sometimes, please don't chase me because of that. Sometimes next level is not about doing more. It's often actually 99% not about doing more. It's just about finally becoming honest and really forgiving yourself and everyone and everything and every situation, and breathing and doing this stuff with the feelings, and then the changing of our identity. Our next chapter cannot fully arrive while you are still emotionally loyal to old patterns that belongs to your past version. Forgive. Stop the self-pity part, the drama part, the victim part. I know we hate to hear that, right? But it's actually so true. Real change starts when you learn to observe your thoughts, your feelings, do the right things with the feelings, and not to believe your thoughts, but to ask yourself, what thoughts are nurturing my next step into my soul's mission? Stop to believe every thought you think. Stop collecting facts. Facts like, what doesn't work? That's fact, it didn't work again and again. It didn't work. Or facts, how and why it could work. Or I tried this and that, and stop collecting this. But start to become the new version. Looking ahead, sticking with this identity of you, which you will be achieving all your goals, soul goals, not head goals, which definitively is another version of you. Every powerful yes to your future version requires 1,000 quiet no's. No's to what drains your life force. Say yes to yourself first with doing the new work first, before the results and the proof showing up. And say yes to yourself first, with doing things for you first. So not only the work first, but only the receiving part first. If your body is telling you, I want to rest, then just rest. Whatever you think you have to do and you have no time and all the stuff, it's actually just not the truth. I always stick with this concept of doing only one thing. It was one of my first freebies decades ago, 12 years ago, how to do only one thing every day and to enjoy it. I always do experiments with that. Of course, we have days we don't do only one thing, but to stick and to have only the goal for this one thing and to know it's just this day for this one thing. That's so beautiful. Suddenly we have this joy. It's coming back, the joy. But if we think we have to do 7 things today, we cannot have joy with that, right? Even if they would be joyful. As a single action, we would love it, right? Your future is built through repeated identity aligned decisions. We really have to save that in our brain. It's not done with one change and one shaping our identity. It's not done then. Not done with this one strategy, this last investment, not done with this last action. It's an ongoing process without ordering processes, but this is how nature is working. Full stop. Clarity often appears after your movement, not before, and we know it. Every plant would tell you that. It's absolutely natural that a plant gets the flower and the fruits after the work. No single plant would tell to God as soon as it's only a seed, God, bring me the flower and the fruit first, and then I do the work to grow and the stuff, right? So let me share with you 3 powerful steps because I must stop the live stream. I'm already almost 33 minutes. Yes, it's actually 33 minutes now. So 3 powerful steps out of old patterns and to create new healthy ones. First step, I really recommend you. It's the first most important step. Now, every of these 3 is very important, but this is the first. That's why it's first. Information alone does not change lives, but the embodiment. Embodied action does. Embodiment means aligned with what is meant for you, not aligned with what would help my mother or my siblings. Or I just had also something yesterday. It's so hurting, right? We want to help them. We want to be here for them. But embodied action is meant for you in an alignment. If it's nurturing your action for you, it's not selfish. It's you come first. Do something else every day. And do not something else. Anything else, I mean. This is actually the bridge to the second step. Start with something which is like an overall topic. I speak in effectivity now. I love effectivity. So if you want to change something, then choose topics where you gain the most as soon as they are implemented. Speaking in plants, stories of plants, you can, when you want to change something, you could think about plants who bring exponential fruits as soon as the fruits are coming, like tomato plant or potatoes as well, right? You plant one seed, and if they achieve, there are several, literally tons of fruits you can harvest them, and there are others coming. But you can also plant a rose. No, a rose is not good. It's also very exponential. You can plant a tulip, and it's only one tulip in the end. So think about that. And it has to be aligned with your soul's calling and soul's mission. What would you want to change? Something overall. It could be your soul strategy. It could be your identity, right? Because this is the center of everything. But start to stick with only one thing. Change only one thing. Let's say if you think I want to change my strategy, my business strategy, stick with that. You take another strategy and then stick with that, like you stick with planting a plant, a seed. You don't kill the plant if it's not big enough after 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months. By the way, in this second step, there are 3 sub-steps. The first was just what I mentioned. The second sub-step is change something in your behavior when you go through the strategy. Not only the decision to take another strategy, but change something. There must be something. I have a good example. I always do the things with experiments, and I admit I'm familiar with observing myself. I do it since my 20s, early 20s. So when I go with an experiment, I really stick with that at least 3 months, sometimes until 2 years. And at the moment, I trained an AI, specific AI, to be my accountability partner and to help me to observe with a specific behavior in my own soul strategy, where I really know it's divine and it's so meant for me and it's absolutely perfect, but I have somewhere a self-sabotage loop, and I could not catch it because we are always blind for some things, right? It's normal. So I told him that, and we developed actually a way how he can be my sparring partner, my accountability partner, and see the pattern, and then how he has to talk to me so that I'm open to change, right? So we do that. We are now in week 3 of about 5 or 6, and I know I told him already, probably in about 60-70% of the transformation I will do this thing. I still don't know it. But this is your best way when you go with that as well. So you change your behavior. And if you don't know how, ask your mentor, your coach, and then ask someone to help you in the daily life, because if you are not able to really change, nothing will change, never. And the third sub-step of number 2 is change the thing soul aligned. Don't change it like your man wants to have it, or your neighbors, or your subconscious old version. Ask always your soul. But you must be aware about the source. Are you really working with the source, your soul? So the third step Change your identity. The sub-step of this topic is you can ask yourself, who do you want to be? With fulfilled goals and feeling the relief in your body, knowing that you are safe and your business as well and it works for you. Once when you look back, who do you want to be then? What will you wear? How is your hair? How is your body? Which shoes are you wearing? I know it sounds silly, but have starts today. Now, to which version of mine do I once want to look back in this past now, which is now, and tell myself, I'm really proud of myself. I did immediately the first step. Knowing this is meant for me, that I go with the intention ahead and not back, that I stop with my drama, that I stop with the victim energy, that I stop with the whatever. And it doesn't mean that you don't cry or that you never have bad moments again. It doesn't mean that. It's how you deal with that. It's not about that things are happening to us. It's how we deal with it. Which person do I want to be when I look back to this time? I want to be this person, giving her best and not only telling me I'm doing my best and I tried everything. No, really changing, really concretely changing. It's a lot about being humble. I remember one of my real first, most important mentors in online space, and she actually helped me to my first million. She told us always, success needs ability for self-reflection and being humble. And it doesn't mean if you are humble, it doesn't mean that you play small, feel sad, feel wrong. It doesn't mean that you hide, that you don't speak up. That's not being humble. It means being so brave, fucking brave, standing in your power, being your truth and talking your truth, but knowing life is how it is with everything. And what I have now when it makes me feel good, is not mine. Life can take it from me every time. And what I have not now, let's assume I don't have it, but I want it, is not the truth for my whole life. But I see what I have, and I appreciate that, because there's always someone who has less. Let me know how this resonates with you. And train your version on this way. How do you implement and embody How do you forgive, let go, and surrender? How do you set boundaries with love, but you do it? How do you embrace your new version, step by step, moment by moment, hours by hours, day by day? How do you want to be on this path? If you think you want to explore your next chapter with me, I would really love to have a talk. I will give you my WhatsApp. I do it only for a few days, then you can also come in my soul calling portal or watch all the other videos you find here as well to get to know me better. I'm Chantal Perrajaque. I had cancer with 14, and it would have killed me if there would not be a brave doctor making me this scarf and take it out. 2.5 kilo. And since then, I was chronically ill for over than 30 years. And I thought it will never stop. And I also had moments where I thought God forgot me. But since over than 6 years, I'm healthy. I'm so thankful. I could change it. I could change the thing. I never forget. I really remember on this moment where I decided to turn my identity, to step in my power. I don't forget it. Never forget this moment. And it's not that I'm having only success and only like everything as a present, but it's the reason why I know what I'm talking about. So that was it. Good night, and until tomorrow.